Hey guys, so today's video is about allegedly a fake story, but I'm still kind of conflicted about what happened. So I'm going to give you guys all the facts that we have so far, and then you guys let me know what you think, and we can have a little discussion about it. So we have a TikToker called Julia Real who posted a TikTok about essentially a really awful situation at a bar that she attended, and the bar is like inside of a hotel, and the place is called Hubbard in Chicago. And she basically talks about how this security guard basically brutally assaulted her and threw her down 2 sets of stairs.
So they are grabbing us immediately. They don't even give us It was the craziest experience I've ever been in. It was completely and utterly ridiculous how much it escalated.
And she has allegedly gone to the hospital and filed a police report, which was in an article. Now, she did delete that TikTok, and she deleted all the TikToks on her page except for one that's up right now. I've met some bad security guards in my life, but I've also met some really good security guards in my life, and I think it's just like a mixed bag. But there is a level of power that they get from being, you know, security, which is I think why so many people believed that story, because they've probably dealt with their own version of that, even to a lesser extent. We've all dealt with a security guard who's just like super power hungry and just been given an ounce of power and is just like ruling the whole world. They get a bunch of hate for it, obviously a bunch of 1-star reviews, the whole thing. Now, in the meantime, another guy comes out and says that he's also had the same experience at the same place.
Hi everyone, I wanted to come on here and make a little story time about.
So first off, I just want to say I'm so sorry that that happened to you. That is really traumatizing to go through, but I personally understand your experience because in October of 2023, so last year, like the same instance happened to me. My friend, she actually commented on your video, but I come to work like, the weekend after, and like I'm just distraught. I still have the scarring. It's a little bit better now, but you can see there and like right here I had a black eye. But like the same altercation kind of happened with the bouncers at Hubbard Inn in Chicago. Like I go outside to ask a question about something, about a refund basically. It was a part of a bar crawl, and we already paid for one of my friend's tickets, but he paid at the door again to get in. So I was just trying to ask the security guards, the bouncers, like, yeah, can we talk to someone? Because I just want to see if we can get a refund for like him having paid to get in. From that question led up to them putting their hands on me first, choking me, body slamming me, dragging me across the floor. Like at this point, I'm trying to defend myself because I'm getting attacked by not just one, but like 4 different security guards. And yeah, it was like the craziest thing I had experienced. Like never before had something like that happen to me. I filed a police report. I didn't go to the hospital, but basically I'm just happy that you're sharing the story because it's just something that they need to correct, because now like this is the second time that I know personally now of an instance where this is taking place at the Hubbard Inn in Chicago, and it's just like it's not right. And like I said, I still have scarring from something that happened in October. So I should have done more. I hope you get justice for them pushing you down a flight of stairs. Like that's ridiculous, and no training or measures to de-escalate a situation should ever involve you putting your hands on a guest. So like I really do hope you get justice for it, and I'm gonna look more into it now because again, my face is never gonna look the same because of the bouncers at the Hubbard Inn. So I'm happy you shared the story. I'm so sorry it happened to you, but they need to do better.
And people are like, oh my god, this is like something that's just keeps on happening at this one spot. It's awful. Hubbard Inn then responds in their own TikTok where they don't speak, they just post clips of her speaking and then the security footage to go with it. And when you watch it spliced like that, it definitely is something. So I'll let them take it away. And since then, I found out on the 19th of March, they have officially filed a lawsuit on Monday against the woman who's posted a viral video on TikTok claiming she was manhandled and shoved by the bar security. The defamation lawsuit claims her post damaged Hubbard Inn's business and reputation, as well as the reputation of its security staff. It alleges that negative reviews and several group cancellations since the video was posted caused more than $30,000 in damages. That is just one TikTok by this random girl, right? Real has since hired Chicago attorneys at Cowboy and Demetrio. So she has also hired lawyers, and I'll talk about that in a minute. The law group posted another video to its TikTok over the weekend claiming the area where Real suffered injuries was not videotaped. They alleged she sustained a concussion and arrived at the hospital with visible lacerations and other evidence of significant injury. Hubbard Inn's lawyers note that the bar security camera footage does not cover every square foot of the premises, including the top of the staircase. Cowboy and Demetrio's video asked the public to hold off on a rush to judgment until all evidence is presented in court. NBC Chicago reached out to attorneys for Hubbard Inn and Real. Neither would provide an interview Tuesday. And the ABC said that we will have no additional comment during the pendency of litigation. Cowboy and Demetrio attorney said via email. The civil justice system is well equipped to resolve the dispute between the parties, and the case will go to court 9 a.m. on May 23rd. So that's really weird that it's been taken to this extent. Now, obviously, I get why the bar would sue, but the fact that she actually thinks she's got a case when, I mean, I don't know, that makes me think there's like more to this that we don't know. So the actual lawsuit, I saw this on Marky's channel. So it says in the lawsuit that plaintiff has owned and operated a popular and respected restaurant in the River North area of Chicago since 2013. One of its patrons, defendant, had a bad experience of her own making late one Saturday night and was asked by plaintiff staff to leave their establishment. Rather than moving on with her life, defendant decided to publicly and falsely accuse plaintiff and its staff of physically assaulting her on TikTok, a popular public social media platform. Hubbard Inn reached out to Real multiple times asking her to take down the post and invited her to view security camera footage of the incident. She never responded. Meanwhile, as a result of Real's post, Hubbard Inn received group cancellations, negative comments on review platforms such as Yelp, and negative voicemails including threats of violence against staff, which I'm assuming also would be, you know, if you're security at this place now, you're obviously going to be hounded and threatened. Plaintiff reviewed its security camera footage and interviewed its employees regarding the incident, which refuted Real's accusations. In an attempt to mitigate the damages caused by Real, plaintiff posted a TikTok, Miss Real's accusations juxtaposed with its security camera footage. In order to recover the full extent of damages caused by Real's defamatory statements, Hubbard Inn has no choice but to file this lawsuit. So they mention kind of what happened. Visited on evening of March 9th and into the morning of March 10th. Defendant and her friend visited Hubbard Inn and became verbally abusive towards plaintiff's staff in the second floor bathroom. So the staff members brought security to escort defendant and her friend from the premises. This was done professionally, safely, and in a calm manner. Hubbard Inn's security camera footage does not cover every square foot of the premises or every second of defendant's exit from the premises, including the top of the staircase, where there are a total of 8 steps onto the landing between 2 flights of stairs, leading them down from the second floor to the main floor. The footage does show, however, defendant being calmly escorted down the second floor hallway and defendant walking down to the bottom part of the upper flight of stairs, the landing between the upper and lower flight of stairs and the lower flight of stairs, and out of the establishment. So they're saying like, yeah, people have pointed out since that there is like 2 minutes of footage missing, or like a certain amount of footage missing, or they're not showing this part, and that's where it could happen. But she did say that it was a prolonged assault, a pulling, a pushing, grabbing of elbows, throwing down one set of stairs, throwing down another. Like, I'm sure we would have seen some of that, and the behavior doesn't just appear and disappear. Like, the security guard seemed super calm throughout the whole thing, so for him to like be super calm, not touch her at all basically, then grab her, push her, throw her down the stairs twice, and then go back to being super calm makes no sense to me. So even if there is 20 seconds of footage missing, or they're not covering every square inch of the inn, I am more inclined to believe security footage that shows a calm member of staff escorting 2 drunk women out of a bar. So defendant's publication has caused plaintiff to suffer monetary damages in excess of $30,000, including damages to plaintiff's business in the form of cancelled events and reservations. So now the only thing on her TikTok account is a statement from her lawyers that she's basically taken from their TikTok account, and it says, Cowboy and Demetrio has been retained by Miss Real to investigate the facts that led to her injuries at Hubbard Inn. While the investigation into the incident is ongoing, our initial investigation has revealed facts entirely contrary to the misleading narrative provided on social media by Hubbard Inn. Hubbard Inn hasn't provided a narrative, they've provided footage, which I think is the highest form of fact that we can see. What Hubbard Inn fails to mention in its self-serving post is that the area where Miss Real suffered her injuries was not videotaped, but I already kind of went over that. It's hard for me to believe that this person went from super calm to then managing to beat her up and throw her down 2 sets of stairs and then go back to being calm, all in a matter of like 20 seconds. And his behavior didn't show any of that, you know, along the way. So they said the portions of the video it released only depict certain locations in the establishment, leading the viewer to conclude that the entire story is told through video footage, but even that story evidences an approximate 2-minute gap that is unaccounted for in the release videos. It is undisputed that Miss Rawls sustained a concussion and presented to the hospital with visible lacerations and other evidence of significant injury. People are saying that's quite clearly proof that what she said happened. Her and her friend were drunk enough to be kicked out of a bar. That makes me think it could be that this guy did something to her, and it is the case that it was off camera and we didn't see it because it wasn't part of, you know, the footage that they provided. Or it's the case that she was so drunk that, like a lot of people, when you get super drunk, you just start falling over and, you know, doing all sorts of things. And so there are definitely those two kind of stories there, right? Every patron of an establishment expects to be treated with dignity and respect, especially by staff such as bouncers whose sole purpose is to protect customers, not harm them. In the end, the justice system is well equipped to resolve this dispute. Respectfully, we urge the public to hold off on a rush to judgment and or victim shaming until all of the evidence is presented in a court of law. I mean, the fact that they're taking this to court, this is not some kind of like weird nobody law firm, like they're quite a big law firm, so the fact that they're taking this makes me think that there is more to this than we know. That's what I'm saying, like from what we're seeing right now, the case doesn't look great for her, but if they have taken on the law case, I mean, I'm not saying lawyers don't take on frivolous cases, sometimes they do, but would they be wasting their time on this if there wasn't a case? I don't know. I saw Lily from Do We Know Them talked about this, that she has in the past written an article, which it's actually been linked back to her LinkedIn and to her Instagram, so it's confirmed that it's her. She's written an article about how we believe everything we see, even without screenshots and without proof. Someone can just say something on TikTok and it will immediately be taken as fact. And she's literally done the same thing, where she's told a story that allegedly wasn't true, and now we've all taken it as fact, which is so interesting that that has happened. Now, people did start actually questioning the other guy's story, the guy that had a similar situation to her, and he did respond with his own footage filming the security guard that allegedly is the one that assaulted him. Now, there isn't anything other than that, but that is the proof that he has provided, so whatever you think about that, you think about that. I think the fact that her story turned out to allegedly be false sadly makes his look false, even if it isn't. So in that sense, we just end up dissecting all the little amounts that we've been given. And yeah, so that's kind of the whole thing right now. I guess in May we'll find out how the court is going to resolve this, because I'm very intrigued to see what her law firm sees in this case that we're not seeing. But let me know what you guys think. Subscribe with the bell icon for engagement. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.